All right, so for question 34, let's pretend that technology isn't a thing and do this by hand like the peasants do. So if we want to create a scatter plot, we're going to just basically plot these points out. X is 100, Y is equal to 8,000. So we would get a point right there. So we then have 207,000, that's going to be there. We're going to get 500, 5,000, that's going to be there. 600, 4,000. At least they put them kind of in order. That's kind of nice of them. 605,000, 700, 4,000, 705,000, 800, 3,000, 800, 4,000, and 1,000, 2,000. All right, so those would be our points if we were graph them out. That's our scatter plot. So for question B, it's a question about correlation. This is just a definition. Sometimes the correlation is called the association. So we might say, is there a positive or negative association between X and Y? So for this, you just want to think about the slope. So if we try to look at this relationship, well, clearly as X is getting bigger, these Y's are getting smaller, right? Our line of best fit would have a negative slope. Since the slope is negative, we'd have a negative association. And the reasoning would be as X increases, the Y's decrease. Right, so if we wanted a trend line that models this data, that kind of actually works a little bit. So sure, that might be our data, right? So maybe it looks maybe a little more like that-ish or something of that sort, but good enough. And then the equation of a trend line, this is just a stupid thing for students to do, right? Because in the real world, we would actually use like technology to get an exact answer. And you definitely are not supposed to like use technology to get an answer here. So basically, it's just kind of like a guess and check thing. Right, so if we were doing it like the worst possible way, which is probably how you're supposed to do this thing. So let's just think about how much we're going down. If you kind of find a point that's on this line, this 8,000 seems like it's kind of on this line. So, and where's another point that kind of passed through nicely? Maybe right. Sure, this works. I don't have to use a point on my line. And then I'm going to use this as my second point right there, right? We're using trend lines, not actually, maybe right here is a little bit better. So we're using the trend line. We don't have to use points on the line. So this would be the point 100, 7,500. This would be the point, it looks like 900, 3,000. So if we want to find the slope, I'm going down 4,500. I'm going over from 100 to 900. So my slope's going to be this. I can simplify this like negative 45 over 8. So something like negative 5.5 might be a good slope. To find the y-intercept, where we have y equals mx plus b, if my slope is like negative 45 over 8, I want to find some x and y coordinate that's on the line. So I'm going to go with, I don't know, this 100 So when x is 100, I should get around 7,500. So we can now simplify this. We're going to get 7,500 equals what's going to be like negative 900 plus b. So this means like b is going to be about 8,400. So our equation, or line of best fit, would be something like negative 45 over 8x plus 8,400, something like that. There's going to be a range of answers that work. Yeah, to do this, again, the real way, you'd use technology. The further you go in math, you use like the calculator with TI-84s and linear regression to do this. But I mean, for a summer packet, that's probably what you need to do.